Someone sent me TJ Kirk, the amazing atheist. Someone sent me his latest video talking about how much he loves riots. Anyone else see that? Real amateur hour shit in that video, let me tell you. Like, I thought about maybe doing a rebuttal video, but it's so insanely dumb. Like, he attacks all these straw men, like he mocks people for being critical of the Target and the AutoZone that were destroyed and looted in Minneapolis the last few days. And he makes it sound like the people who are criticizing this are shedding tears for the CEOs, the rich CEOs of Target and AutoZone. And nobody's doing that at all. No one who's complaining about the destruction and the looting, they're not clutching their pearls saying, oh no, the CEO of Target's gonna miss out on a few pennies worth of dividends. No one's fucking saying that. And you can tell what his motivation is. Now, he might play it off, oh, I was just joking, although I don't really get that sense in his rhetoric, but he doesn't even make it about the killing of George Floyd in Minnesota by the Minnesota Police Department. Because he says he wishes every AutoZone in America were burned to the ground and destroyed. But people are criticizing this because, especially a place like Target, it is a center of commerce in a place like Minneapolis. That's where residents rely on. They rely on Target to get their groceries, to get their clothes, other needs. A lot of people are employed by Target. A lot of people rely on it for jobs. I mean, a lot of Targets these days have Starbucks and Pizza Huts and shit inside them. I remember when I was a kid, I loved going to Kmart. You guys remember Kmart? I get excited. I get to go look at the toys. There was a Little Caesars inside the Kmarts back in the 90s. Oh, man. Bowser's going blackface. Someone call the police. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Arrogant Bro says, I'm so pissed at how people are talking. Oh, yeah, join the club. It's insane. But it's clear that this guy wants destruction, and he's trying to make it sound like people are shedding tears and clutching pearls for the CEOs. No one gives a shit about the CEO of Target, right? And then he makes this dumb talking point that I've addressed numerous times. He says, oh, the CEO of AutoZone, he makes $8 million, and his average employee makes only $12 an hour. How is that right? The average employee would have to work, 100,000 hours to. And it's like, well, first off, the CEO of AutoZone apparently is considered underpaid when compared to most CEOs. If you look at the performance of AutoZone the last decade and how much he's compensated, there have been stories in Forbes and Business Insider talking about how, I think his name's William Rhodes III, is one of the most underpaid executives in America. But even if you took his $8 million salary and you divvied it up amongst all of AutoZone's employees, which I believe, according to Wikipedia, there's over 80,000 AutoZone employees, each employee would only get an extra $100 for the year. Each employee would get a whopping $2 a week if the CEO worked for free, which the CEO would not work for free. And then on top of that, he goes on, to complain about Target. Like, oh, the person bagging groceries. Like, why is the CEO of Target? He makes $17 million a year. Is he doing that much more? Is he worth that much more than the guy bagging groceries? Well, considering the value he brings, yeah, you dumbass. Running a Fortune 500 company takes a lot more work and skill and knowledge than putting a box of Fruit Loops in a plastic bag, you goof. Just real amateur. Like, I've talked about that before in other videos, like talking about, because people say this about Walmart. Oh, and Disney. I think Bernie said, oh, the CEO of Disney makes, Bob Iger makes millions of dollars, and the people that sell French fries at Disneyland, they only make minimum wage. And it's like, well, Yeah, if you took all the money from the executives and you divvied it up, it would be a minuscule difference. And it's so astonishing because he ends the video by virtue signaling about how much he cares about everyone and how everyone should just be deserves to be happy, and everyone who's born should have a right to life and happiness, which is a weird way to think about happiness. Like, happiness has to be achieved. It's not something that can just be given to you. He virtue signals about how much he cares about everyone, but then he wants all this destruction. It's like, well, if you destroy everyone's jobs and livelihoods and the stores where they go buy goods that make them happy and help them pursue happiness and help them live, then like which is it? If you want to destroy the things that are going to help people find happiness and live, then how can you turn around and virtue signal about how much you care about everyone? Yeah, it's really easy for someone like T.J. Kirk, someone who gets paid to be an edgelord on the internet, to who conveniently or fittingly has a poster of the Joker in the background of his video on his wall. It's like, yeah, this guy is a modern day Joker. He just wants to destroy. He wants to destroy in the name of feeling good and caring for others. It's like, yeah, well, not everyone can make a living talking shit on the internet. A lot of people, they need to go to AutoZone to get car parts to fix their cars up so that they can drive to work. Of course, a lot of other people have been celebrating the destruction of Target, right? And I'm like, oh, Target's just a big corporation. Who cares about Target? Boo-hoo-hoo. I'm glad to see it go. It's like, okay, well, if Target's destroyed, where do you think the residents in that area, where do you think they're going to turn to? They're either going to starve, have nowhere to get their stuff, or they're probably going to turn to the big, scary monopoly that is Amazon, that's in the business of delivering groceries and goods. A lot of these people are going to say, well, Target's not going to be around for a while. Let's get Amazon Prime. Congratulations, morons. You probably just drove thousands of people into the arms of Jeff Bezos, who is enemy number one to both conservatives and liberals, by the way. Jeff Bezos, he owns the Washington Post. Woo! Then you had that idiot mayor of Minneapolis. And a lot of other people like, life is more precious and more important than material objects. Yeah, no shit, captains of obvious. Life is more important than material stuff. I think that communist goof Nathan J. Robinson said something like, "Oh, it's just property. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Life is what's most important." Have none of these people ever come to their car to see that their tires are slashed or that their windows are busted in? None of these people ever have their place ransacked. I've never had my place ransacked, but I've had my tires slashed. Yeah, if you ever have your tires slashed or your place ransacked, maybe your house burned to the ground, even by accident, not by, arsonists, I guarantee your last thought would be, oh, well, it's just stuff. Life goes on. At least I'm breathing. No, you'd be very upset. And, even people have said, oh, well, Target has commercial insurance. They'll be... Tim Pool even said that. Oh, it's just Target. They'll have insurance. They're a corporation. They'll be fine. Yeah, okay. Try getting into an accident where your car's totaled, then say, oh, well, at least I have insurance. God, everyone's such an idiot.